welcome to another Gump report, my friends. If you saw my previous video of Tyler Breeze, can he still do up, up, down, down? I was really upset. I was heated. I was so heated. This has been done at least a while afterward. After I was so heated, and I did film this video before, and I accidentally deleted it because I made an error on the next video, which will be about Malachi Black. So I'm doing it again. You see, this is what happens when you get upset. Always remember this. Don't get so damn upset. Stay calm. It ain't easy to stay calm. But in this case, I had to film this again because I accidentally deleted the previous one. Because I was so angry. I wanted to make sure I did the video properly the third time. And that's the Malachi Black video. The third one, I messed up on it. And I wasn't thinking I deleted this video, which is about Jay Lethal and Ric Flair. Now, I got to say this honestly. I didn't see much of Jay Lethal when I started watching Impact Wrestling. Clearly, when it was TNA, when it was 2010, I was just beginning to really see the product. Because I could see it, because I had cable at that time. Cable internet. So I could not see it beforehand. The only thing I got was a couple of DVDs of Genesis, and that was it. I'd never seen the product in between, 2006 until 2010. I didn't have any cable. All my money went to paying my rent and paying my child support. I literally had no life. I had no life, guys. Literally, I had nothing. I didn't have no satellite. I had antenna to watch my TV. A little antenna that had a motor on it that someone stole eventually. Why would someone steal an antenna? But that is what I was stuck with. So when I started watching Impact Wrestling, TNA at the time, Jay Lethal was still there for a short amount of time before he finally left the company and went to ROH and traveled around. Eventually went to ROH. And now has become the face of that company. Now the thing that got me, I looked at Chris Van Vlien's video of him finally getting a chance to talk to Jay Lethal. And he made it very clear. These guys, they never met before, but they became instant friends. And they probably become best friends because you watch the video, it was like two old friends joking around with each other. They clicked. Flat out clicked. And Jay Lethal explained his life and explained how he became a wrestler and how he did that woo moment with Ric Flair. Now, I heard of it, but I never really thought of looking at it until I saw Jay Lethal saying how much it was unscripted, that Rick did not want to do any promos, writing it down and coming out with it. He said, let's just go out there and do it. And I said, they did? I didn't know that happened. So I decided to go and check around and see if I can find it. And I watched it. It was the freaking most hilarious shit that I saw. It was so damn funny how the banter between Jay Lethal and Ric Flair worked. It was like two old friends just trying to piss each other off and having fun while doing it. And I never saw it. So it's now been 11 years since that happened. Jay Lethal was 25 at the time. I believe he was been there for 6 years. So he was 19 when he went into TNA at the time. And for him, he was around AJ Styles, who is now being considered a legend in the Indies. Samoa Joe, who's considered a legend in the Indies. CM Punk, who is a legend, even if he'll never be generally recognized, and Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon himself, who may not be considered a legend yet, but he is one of the veterans in WWE, which we don't know if he's still working for them or not. As far as I know, he's still not working with them, that his contract is possibly expired, or he's taken time off, that people still respect. So he has been with a lot of people who helped mold him into the person he is today. Now, here's the thing for me personally. I never really saw much of Jay Lethal. For all the years since 2010, when I finally managed to start seeing it. When did I start seeing Impact Wrestling? TNA. I think around June or July. Right before my birthday in 2010. That's when I was completely injured. Was unable to work. I just recently got cable internet. Nothing else. And I just tried to find stuff to watch, which back then, 11 years ago, understand 11 years ago, to watch anything from someone from any other country or city, for that matter, was very limited. Live streams back then were not a huge thing yet. That was Justin.tv. That's how I was watching most of the wrestling at that time. And it was pre-recorded, and then they show it a couple of hours later. Kind of like what they're doing now. But at that time, it was extremely rare to watch it because it was only Justin.tv. That was it. So that's how I got my first exposure to wrestling, even though I was a great fan of it. Particularly, I was buying tapes of it. Yes, videotapes of wrestling was still in New York. They hadn't switched to DVDs yet. And by the time they switched to DVDs, no one was watching wrestling much anymore. Wrestling videotapes were still very popular. But wrestling DVDs now, no. It's not very popular because of how wrestling's fallen off because of how bad WWE has been working. But seeing how Jay Lethal was briefly, I was impressed. But after that, since I couldn't watch RH at that time, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, I couldn't watch it either, I didn't really think about him much until I saw Chris Van Vliet's video, and I would recommend you watch it. And I gotta say this, and this is the truth. What would happen if Jay Lethal now? He's 36 years old. He's been in RH for a while. He's the face of that company. If he decided to leave RH right now, as far as I know, he is still the face of the company. Where would he go? Now, he's an indie star. He's an indie star wrestler. He is considered very valuable commodity. He could go to AEW. But with so many people there, now, Malachi Black, which I've done a video of already, and you will see that, I'm sure, this week. I think I am going to upload 3 videos this week. Monday I've uploaded. Wednesday I might upload before Dynamite. Thursday, no. But Friday probably you'll see Malachi Black. This one will probably be uploaded Wednesday morning, if I can. But essentially, would he go to AEW? He could, but there's so many people there who really gain much. Then there's Impact Wrestling. Compared to AEW, he is well known in Impact. He has not been back there for maybe 9 or 10 years now. I don't remember when he left. I think it was 2011, somewhere 11 and 12 he left. Somewhere between 2011 and 2012, he's gone. He's finished with the company. So it's been almost 10 years since he was last there. He's matured a lot. So in Impact's case, they need something more. He is a homegrown wrestler from them. Yes, he was known in the Indies a little bit before that, but he went straight into Impact. So he made some of that history. So would Impact benefit from a Jay Lethal? Yes, they could. He could do the machismo gimmick again. That's if he cares about doing it again. And to be honest, maybe they need it. He's still an incredibly good wrestler, from what I can tell. He has great charisma. He had a very good showing with Ric Flair, with Kurt Angle, with Samoa Joe, with CM Punk, with Daniel Bryan. He's worked with all of them. He's that well known. So they could benefit from him if he did go to Impact Wrestling. Because he may not leave. Then you got NWA. Now, that's going to be a bit different. Would he fit in NWA? I think he would. Particularly if he did the Ric Flair as well as the Macho Man Randy Savage. You know I know what I'm doing. I can't do Macho Man. I got a messed up throat. But he could get away with that. But that's if he goes there. That's if he doesn't do a new persona for NWA. Or he'll use his current persona as being Jay Lethal. I don't know. Would the wrestling be great? It'll be top notch. I'm sure of it. But would it work? Maybe. It depends on how many people in NWA and if they build around him. Now, mind you, Nick Aldis is there right now. And I doubt they'll build Jay Lethal with the NWA title while Nick Aldis is champ. If Jay Lethal goes to NWA and there is no champion like a Nick Aldis, maybe he could become champion because he's so well known in RH. He has that great charisma, great character or characters, he could get away with it. Finally, I gotta say it. WWE. Here's the thing, guys. I don't know if Jay Lethal was crazy enough to go to WWE. But this is what a lot of people tend to forget. Lethal has been in the company, companies, since maybe when he was 17, 16 years old. He's been doing this for 20 years almost. or more. I don't know how many years he's been wrestling. I think maybe 20 years. And he's 36. He may want to end up trying to make as much money as possible before his retirement. Now, he did say in Chris Van Vliet that he put all his eggs in one basket. He had nothing else but wrestling. He focused only on wrestling. And then when the pandemic happened, he said himself he was terrified. I'm sure he was horrified too that there was nowhere to work. There was nothing to do at first. Of course, things got a lot better with time, and now fans are coming back. But he was terrified. So now I think he's diversed himself a little bit more, and he's doing other things other than pro wrestling now. He's had 15 to 16 months to try and build into it because they had to stay in the same place. They had to be very careful. He had to work only a certain amount of times, a certain amount of days within a week, or maybe once a week or twice a week. Or he did everything in 1 week like Impact Wrestling did, like AEW has done tapings 3 or 4 times within a day, 2 or 3 times in a day, and everyone goes home. He sure had enough time to try and figure a way to have more of a revenue. He did say he was working on Twitch, but here's the thing. Would he make it in WWE? He would make it in NXT. I'm sure Triple H would build him very well, using what he is. Taking the best parts of what he is already, maybe taking the Ric Flair bit, maybe taking the Macho Man Randy Savage bit, and adding a little bit more to it and making his character even more stronger. But the moment Vince got a look at him and he believed that he wants on the main roster, it will be over. Honestly. It will be done. He'll go to the main roster and then he will sit in catering or work on superstars, and I don't think he's going to be happy with that. Now, mind you, like I said earlier, he's 36 years old. He's been possibly wrestling for 20 years. Think about William Regal. He's been working for 40 years. He was very young when he went into wrestling. He's only in his early to mid-50s. I think he's nearly 60 by now. I'm not sure. But he'd been working in the business for 40 some odd years. He worked when he was very young in his teens, like some wrestlers have, and Jay Lethal's no different. So maybe by the time he hits 40 or 45 years old, he may consider, you know what, I want to make some good money. And counting if WWE still exists, the way it's working now, maybe he'll decide he wants a cash grab and get some money from WWE. That's what many older wrestlers do. I don't blame them. It's understandable. It's the younger wrestlers who don't listen, who should be hearing it. That WWE right now is cancer. You gain nothing. Nothing for working in WWE. NXT, yeah, you could gain something great in NXT. Go there, do your craft. But the moment you go to the roster, you know you're dead. So only guess I could say for anyone who's young to go into WWE because they want to get trained properly by Triple H. This is what, if they're really smart, they could try and get away with. I'm not saying they would. Let's say a wrestler who's already been in the indies for a couple of years wants to really get somewhere. He wants to build himself up and go to other companies, but he doesn't want WWE. But he knows NXT as a developmental is really good. He goes to NXT, signs a contract, gains the skills that he thinks could be really good, gain a really great thing, and then try to break his contract. If they try to renew it, if the WWE main roster doesn't take him, he tries to break his contract. They allow him, and he leaves and uses everything he gained from Triple H and does something better in maybe AEW, NWA, MLW, or any other promotion that exists that got good money. That's the only way I can see a young talent getting anything out of WWE. Using their developmental, not the main roster, to get somewhere. But that's just me. And I hope you enjoyed this Gump report. Please give me a comment below. I hope this time I remember to... I already named the stuff I need to already because, like I said in my previous video, I mislabeled my videos after I transferred to my computer and that I didn't render it for days and I forgot and I got them too mixed up and made me mad, man. I was mad. I'm telling you, it's been almost an hour and a half, near 2, since I realized that my Gump report number 36 was messed up, and I messed it up. I was fuming mad. I was saying, no, I was just so mad. It was making me have an upset stomach. I promise you, I was fuming mad. Look, I'm not perfect, but I try to be a perfectionist as much as I humbly can. I don't like messing up. It pisses me off. It gets me thoroughly pissed off, but that's just me. Peace.